Hi friends, welcome to Rouse Rising. My name is Katie and you are here with me for Vlogmas. Today is day 2 and I've got a wonderful recipe I want to share with you. This is something that my mother made for us when we were small children, and my grandmother also made it for us. We called her Granny, and they made us this delicious recipe all the time. It filled our bellies, it warmed us up, it was so tasty and so versatile. This is a recipe that you can make sweet, like a dessert, or you can make it more savory. Today we're gonna make it more on the sweet side, but feel free to omit some of the ingredients so that you can make a more savory dish, and you will be able to use these similar to tortillas possibly. If you haven't guessed it already, we are making crepes. That's right, you guys. We're gonna make the delicious flat pancake. And I'm gonna give you all of my tips and tricks and how to make it easy right now. We're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna give you just the single recipe. Typically when I make this recipe, I double it or triple it for my family. I have a family of 7 and 6 of us would typically eat this. So the recipe calls for 2 eggs, but I'm gonna go ahead and add 3. I always do an extra egg just to get that extra protein in. And then we're gonna do half a cup of milk. I am using almond milk. You can use regular cow's milk or whatever milk you have, and half a cup of water. Now to those ingredients, because we're making this more of a sweet crepe, we are gonna add some vanilla to this, just about a teaspoon of that. Measure that however you like. And we're also gonna put in half a teaspoon of salt. I am using Redmond's real salt, and you can find a discount code down in my video's description for this. It's Rouse Rising, and that's gonna give you 15% off of Redmond's real salt and all of the products on their website. You can check that out, and the link is down below in my video's description. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. Now you can use butter. We are making this dairy-free, and the dairy-free version works just as well as the non-dairy-free version. We're just gonna give this a quick mix before we add in our flour. And then to this, if you have some sourdough discard, go ahead and add your sourdough discard to your mixture. But we're just gonna go in with 1 cup of flour, and you can sift this to be sure that there's no clumps, but rest assured that everything will mix in beautifully once you get it going. Now, some things that I have seen people in my family add to their crepe mixture. One of my brothers, I've seen him add yogurt to it. So it really is just a thin pancake batter, and you can add whatever you like to your pancake batter to make it thin. So I've seen people add applesauce, different things like that to the crepe batter. But this is just a traditional crepe batter, and we're gonna mix it really well so that we don't have any clumpy lumpies in there. We're not using any baking soda or any type of leavening agent in these thin pancakes. It's just this simple batter like this, nice and thin. That's exactly how we want it. Now, while we were sitting here mixing up our crepe batter, we had our cast iron skillets over on the stove warming up. So let's go over there, and I'm gonna show you how to pour these crepes and make the perfect crepe. Now, you don't have to use a cast iron skillet. It just happens to be what I have and what I am used to using. It has been a long time since I've made my family crepes, and because of my back problems, my back troubles that I've had, I stopped making crepes, especially in the last few years, because lifting up that cast iron skillet was just too much for my back. I could not lift it without increasing my pain. But now that the situation is resolved, I am back to lifting up my cast iron skillets with ease and without any pain. I'm just a little bit weak in my arms from not doing that for so long. So now we are gonna get back to it. But like I said, you can use stainless steel, you can use your ceramic coated pan, whatever you have. You just wanna make sure that you've got some fat in your skillet so that your crepes don't stick. So I just put a thin layer of fat. You don't want too much in your skillet, because if too much fat, your crepe will break as you're tilting your pan, unless you have one of those nifty crepe wands. I do not have a nifty crepe wand, but maybe one day I'll get one, or I could probably make one from a few dowel rods from the craft store. So stay tuned for that. Click the subscribe button. Let's start making these crepes. All right, over here we've got our skillets warming up. And I'm just coating this one with some coconut oil. The other one's already nice and greased up. This one got a little bit dry. And then what we're gonna do now is, I like to use a towel because I can get a better grip on my cast iron skillet, is we're just gonna start pouring and turning our pan around. Now I like this pour glass measuring mixing bowl for this purpose. It works really, really well. And we're gonna do the same thing over here. Hopefully this one's hot enough now to do this. This is how my mommy and granny always did it. We never had one of those fancy crepe things. We just poured the crepes and tried to make them as thin as we can. So there we go. There's our crepes. Once they do cook quickly. So there you go. And if you use butter in your skillet, you're gonna find that they turn nice and golden brown. This is turning a nice golden brown too, but I feel like the butter makes them nice and golden a little bit quicker, cooks them a little bit better. All right, uh-oh. Sometimes that happens, but our crepe is well cooked. We just have to pick it up and shift it around a little bit. They are nice, thin. They're not so sturdy, but they're sturdy enough. See, there we go. And then we're just gonna flip these out onto our warm plate until we're ready to serve them, and the process repeats. So you see, it's a real quick process. And then I need to turn my stoves down because they get going way too hot. And then we'll have to turn our fan on because we're gonna smoke the whole house out. So I just do a tiny bit of oil on each one. And then we're gonna just spread that around with our silicone spatula. Use whatever you like. I just found that the silicone spatula works really well for this. I don't particularly like to use them, but they do work well for this application. I guess a metal one would work well too, but people get really upset when I use metal in my cast iron skillets. I'm not really sure why they get so upset about that, but they think that it ruins the seasoning on the cast iron skillet, and that just is not true. That's not true. So go ahead, use your metal on your skillets. The skillet over here on my right is my mother's skillet, and we all used metal on it growing up. And here we are 40 years later, 42 years later, and the skillet's still kicking, and I've done the lye bath to it and stripped it and refinished it and brought it back to its original glory. And that video is on my channel, but people got mad about that too. Why on earth would you strip away that antique seasoning on the inside of that skillet? And I said, it's not the inside I was so concerned about. The outside had developed this layered, oops, see, that one wasn't done yet. Learn from me. You can tell it wasn't done because the top wasn't cooked yet. So there we go. I've botched that one. See, life and cooking is not perfect. So when you make mistakes like that, you just go with it. You just correct it the best you can, and you move on. Don't fret over it. It'll still be delicious. It'll just be slightly defective. Just like me. Nice person, but slightly defective. Aren't we all, though? Slightly defective. All right, see, there we go. We still got it to flip out nicely. There we go. Good enough. All right, back over to this skillet. A little bit of fat goes a long way. Spread it around there. Probably a little bit too much fat, but we shall see how this likes it. Let's see, that one little batch of crepe pancake mix is gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. So you might get 6 crepe pancakes out of this batch. Okay, there we go. That's why I double it, because everybody wants to have 2, and I've got 5 kids, so we always double the recipe. Today, this morning, we doubled the recipe, and everybody had a pancake except for Aaron. Even I had a pancake. And so I think that's about gonna do it. So we'll use the spatula to scrape out the last little bit of this crepe mix to make our last crepe pancake. And we will do that over here. And it's not gonna go far, let me tell you. It's not gonna go far. Just gonna make a baby crepe. Baby crepe. All right, that does it, you guys. I'm gonna show you how to jazz these up real quick, make them tasty and delicious. Now, I did not add sugar to these crepes, and I imagine if I would have added sugar to this batter, then these crepes probably would have browned a little bit more in the cooking process. They would have gotten that nice golden color on them, but I did not add any sugar, and that was probably a little bit too soon to flip it, but we did not add sugar. But what I will show you is how we dress these up and make them delicious. Let's get to that. Now, to make this delicious crepe, you just need a few simple items. Now, you can put anything you want to on this crepe. You can put really anything. You can put sliced up pie filling apples. You could put canned peaches, canned pears, frozen fruits, frozen mixed berries, frozen blueberries, whatever you want to can go on these crepes. Now, if you want to make them savory, then you can definitely put some, what do we call them? Some pork barbecue, some shredded beef. You can wrap up some eggs in this. You can do whatever you like. I think I'm going to need more blueberries. And my favorite way to make them is exactly how I'm making them right now, because the frozen blueberries and the hot crepe and the syrup are just a delicious combination that I really enjoy, and I think that you would enjoy this combination too. But like I said, you can do jellies and jams, and some people do powdered sugar with some lemon juice on it, and that's how my granny used to serve them up to us. It was a little bit of lemon juice and some powdered sugar, and there you go. Delicious blueberry crepes, or whatever kind of crepes that you would like. They are so good. All right, now it's time to try our delicious creation. Normally I would not put butter on this, but I wanted to show you guys how delicious and wonderful it is. I'm gonna have just a taste of this. Mmm. You cannot go wrong. This is a taste of childhood for me. It reminds me of my mother. We just had my mother's birthday a few days ago, and I've just been doing little things to remind me of her and to live in her memory, and these crepes were a perfect thing just to take me back home. Thank you all so much for joining me for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give these crepes a try. Let me know what you think about them down in the video's description, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.